So yeah, Marcus and I got to catch up just a few days ago. I mean, you've been doing great in this Web3 domain space. I mean, I don't know how many years, 4 years, 5 years, maybe six.
Yeah, I think it's going on 2020, so it's 5 years now. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah, I mean, you've seen a lot. I mean, one thing I saw, I appreciate you sharing it on your Twitter this session, and there was, I think the only comment was, "Is HNS dead?" I thought it was dead or something like that, right? Um, maybe we could even start with that one. I mean,
Yeah, I
but
mean
I
that's
think
is a
all
good
of
conversation.
what's that? Sorry.
I said I think that would be a good conversation. Is HNS dead for those who
Yeah, I mean, maybe we just get into that right off the bat. I mean, it was a comment on your post. Yeah, I mean, some people have claimed it's maybe dead. I mean, I guess I mean, honestly, maybe it depends on how you define dead. But the one thing I have always liked about Handshake, I guess you know me, we've chatted over the years. I'm a little bit more technical person. I mean, I try to be marketing, but I think I'm more technical over marketing. But it's a proof of work blockchain, right? Meaning it's similar like Bitcoin. I know some people, we can get in a whole environmental debate if you if you want, but it's a proof of work. So that means there's miners that mine the blockchain and earn rewards, block rewards for every block mined. Literally, I just talked to a big miner two days ago, via email, and of course, I think similar in Bitcoin, there are a lot of Chinese miners, I think also in Bitcoin and other proof of work. So there are quite a few that are Chinese or are based in Asia that mine Handshake. So to keep the blockchain online, you need to mine blocks and you need miners to mine blocks. So um, it's still mining blocks. I mean, there's not been downtime as far as the core function of the Handshake blockchain is to, people put transactions of updating domains, bidding on names, other things. That's still working fine. Of course, the price is painfully down. I think it's a half a cent as of this session, from a high of 80 cents, at the high. So of course, it's down bad, but it's not dead. It's as long as people are mining, and there's still some really hard work. Yeah, go ahead. Yes, Marcus.
I mean that's kind of the immediate question that comes to mind is what if people stop mining? What have
So it's even happening in the Bitcoin space. Of course, Bitcoin, of course, has a much lower chance of no one mining it. But even in Bitcoin, if you jump in spaces there, they say people move into the AI compute, moving their attention and their machines and their things from Bitcoin to AI compute. And there have been some big Bitcoin miners or players moving to that direction. Um, Again, I know I just said I was technical, but I'm not the most technical. But the way mining works, whether it's Handshake, Bitcoin, or any other proof of work, as long as there's some people mining it, of course, there's the security. So we have gotten picked on in the space in the world of um, how much percent of people are mining. The more, of course, the more people mining, the more pools mining, the more distributed, the stronger and better. So of course, there's that. But as long as there are people mining, it will continue to persist. Um, and as far as I've heard and I understand, as long as it sticks within this like half cent, it's somewhat break even or break even. And there are people that still believe in this. I mean, I am one too, but there also is miners. I unfortunately am not a miner, active miner. Um, but basically, there's miners that believe in this, and as long as they believe, and they are, I think, breaking even right now. It depends on how much you pay for electricity, but as long as you believe, And some, there are a lot of miners that believe in, just like their way of investing is mining, right? They're not buying the coin, they're mining the coin, and they're still believers. But of course, it gets into quote unquote centralization of if really it's not that many and it's still mining, there's that the risk of bad actors potentially on future blocks. Um, but yeah, of course, there's the risk. We have to bring the community back. I mean, I don't know if Handshake Jesus or Jesse is going to join us or is here, and but if he's been really busy. I mean, there's people building on the development side. There's miners still mining. I talked to. Yeah, I mean, we're in a bear market, especially Handshake, but I think a lot of the ecosystem. I think other projects. I don't know if you want to speak for others. But yeah, of course, it's not in the best position, but it's not dead. I mean, and there are still believers both on the mining side as well as on the building side. Um, and I believe if we stick together as a community and we keep the thing going, we will. I believe in the future, and I believe the market, both crypto market and Handshake or Web3 domain, will come back, and I believe will be maybe better than ever.
Yeah, yeah, I think that's probably what most are asking when they ask if Handshake is dead or not, is they're asking if it's investable. So yeah, thank you for clarifying from a technical perspective. It's not dead as long as there's miners. I don't know if there's a backup mechanism if like people
I
stop.
mean,
I mean,
if I could also maybe add, of course, the Namebase one is very challenging spot, and I think the new owners might not even be able to come on this space and speak about it anymore because of the issues maybe that it's under. Um, so Namebase is, I think name everybody should know. Anybody has used Handshake blockchain should know Namebase.io. So yeah, I mean that's a big complicated situation where it got bought in a few years ago by Namecheap, which of course everybody knows, and it was really good for the space. But then I think they got bought by a private equity firm, Namecheap themselves, and in the summer. And it seems that that new owner, of course, they haven't said it publicly, and there's no real proof, but they don't seem interested in Web3 or at least Handshake. The new owner, some big private equity investment company, is not, for whatever reason. At least I don't know why, was not interested in it. So uh, Jesse and Eskimo in the community got through to them and acquired it. But then during the acquisition, after it changed hands, there was a discrepancy about the balances of the Handshake coin and the Bitcoin balances. So it really was really was unfortunate because we were trying to reopen it during HandyCon. We still did HandyCon, and we couldn't. They didn't want to reopen it until that discrepancy was settled, and I still think it's not settled as of this recording. And it's getting, so now it's in a withdrawal only mode. It is back, like Ann said, but you can't use your name. You can only take your name off Namebase to other Handshake compatible uh, solutions, such as, which I always recommend, is a decentralized solution such as Bob Wallet or HSD, and there's some others, and ShakeStation.io, which is another more centralized, easier to use Namebase style system. So of course that a lot of people almost think it's dead if Namebase is not active. It is true. Like Namebase is such a big percent of the usage in space. So that's been another reason. It's definitely a hard time, but I feel like a lot of projects, I don't know, I'd love to hear your thoughts, but I think a lot of projects are in similar challenges.
um,
Maybe
I mean,
not.
if you're talking about like naming projects per se,
I mean, I'm just open conversation, but I think not
so
even just
I
naming,
will
but I
agree with
think
you.
all Web3 is challenging spot right now.
Yeah, to an extent, I think Web3 is starting to really make its fit though. I do think that there are a lot of large entities that are partnering with a lot of large institutions and finding ways to make it work. We're seeing evidence of that kind of every day. Going back to what you were saying, though, I do agree with you. Namebase shutting down and being acquired, and then all this, weird stuff surrounding this is definitely not a good look. And it's
That's hard. It's really been painful. Yeah.
um, with that being said, though, I think it would be extremely helpful if there was more spotlight put on the resources that do exist, like you were saying, like Shake Station or like Bob Wallet. I mean, I think almost everybody knows exists, but I mean, like just whatever other alternatives are out there. Who is building? Um, I think that's always been an issue, and we've mentioned that like a bunch of times. Is that just the activity and the reach from the community from a marketing perspective is just always fell short, and so people don't know what's being built. People don't know what's being used. People don't know
Yeah.
it's still active. They just see token tanking, which indicates dead, and then you know they see the drama, which indicates also dead. Um, but like you said, and anybody who understands technology, as soon as someone comes up with a usable function for the blockchain or for AES, it can be revived. Does that necessarily mean like the token's going to come back 100x? Not necessarily, but from a technical perspective, it's still usable, which means it's still buildable, which means it still has an application if somebody can find one. So,
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is on the list, and we're talking about our collaboration, but I did pick up the dot agent from Jesse recently, and I'm building out. I can't say directly. I'm building functionality for Handshake domains, but more on the, honestly, I think one of the most challenges of Handshake is there's so many different directions you can go with it. Like I'm not trying to build a TLD marketplace or a TLD solution for TLD owners of Handshake TLDs, but I'm building like the dot agent system and maybe for some other TLDs, more for the AI agent stuff, which I think is good. But it's one thing I've always liked or not liked about Handshake is it's so DIY, and I think it's maybe overwhelming and complicated, probably, right? I think you've said that over the years. It's a good and a bad. I mean, maybe some people think it's a bad thing, but I think it's got good and bad things because you can do so many different things. You could just buy one TLD and that's all you need, right? You don't need a lot of different things that could be built in Handshake, which I think is a good thing, but also maybe somewhat of a bad thing. I'm not sure if I make
well, yeah,
sense.
no. The unfortunate reality is that most people, and that's literally everyone outside of the bubble that I mean is the core holders and investors of Handshake. Most people don't like anything technical or complicated. Um,
Yeah,
Handshake is an extremely technical and complicated product. I mean, there's only so much that like pride and ownership will get you. Like there's a good friend of mine in this space that preaches it, and I get kind of where he's coming from, but uh, pride in like minting something and having the name and it sitting in your wallet, like he places a lot of value in that. But like I think people are far beyond and past that, especially those who are skeptics of Web3 to begin with, and they're like, nah, it's got to work. And if I got to be a rocket scientist to make it work, then it don't work. Um, that's how most people.
I mean, but I mean, I don't know. We can jump back even to Bitcoin or even the more popular chains, but I can't remember the name anyway, but it was a popular like traditional Web 2 domainer on X, and I saw him. He made some kind of trade within the last week or so, and he says, "Oh, I got paid in USDT." But he's like, I went to Binance and asked for a new KYC AML. He was basically just listing centralized exchanges where he was trying to use it, and he was complaining about crypto. I mean, this is not even Handshake or Web3 domains. This is just a domainer that got paid in crypto and is complaining that crypto is too hard to use or has a. And I didn't get involved in the conversation, but I was just like, it is true, right? I mean, it's the same with Handshake. People just use Namebase because it was easy, and now they think Handshake's not around because Namebase is not active, right? So I guess that's just reality, right? Like it's just reality. People want a simple solution, but Bitcoin actually I heard I haven't really read the news. I'm honestly on the road, as you may see, but Iran, I heard, is telling the U.S. that they got to pay a Bitcoin for the oil. I don't want to speculate, but I saw like a headline on my feed like last night. But because technically Bitcoin is decentralized at the core, even though there's people complain about Binance asking for AML, KYC, you don't need that on the core of Bitcoin. But like most people don't have a real Bitcoin wallet. Most people use Binance or Coinbase or and then in Handshake, most people use Namebase or, you know, they're not actually even really experiencing the real core. Yeah, so I guess I'm like on that small camp of I use the actual Bitcoin wallets and the real Handshake wallets. you
Yeah,
know,
that
I guess I'm not on the
likely
normal.
that likely won't be how mass adoption happens, at least not here stateside. And there's been a lot of conversations about things like that as far as um, even when like holding crypto, Bitcoin, et cetera, becomes like mainstream. And right now, like crypto's the easiest thing in the world to buy. But as far as like holding it, like for people who want to like actually like invest wealth in it. So not like the person's got like 50 bucks of it, but like the person who wants to put it in there, like 100,000, something like that in retirement account. Um, what's been proposed and like more than once is like kind of joint custody accounts where not only do you have a key, but your private banker
Yeah,
also has a key. There may be a third key that's stashed somewhere. There's ways to will it and put it in the will and pass it down and things like that. Those are things that are being discussed. Yeah, by I mean people who I've heard this both from. I first heard this at a conference that was very political in nature. It was the Texas Blockchain Council, which is like a Bitcoin maxi conference for politicians. That's where I first heard that theory, but I just recently heard it a couple weeks ago um, at another private event that I went to that was filled with very, very, very high net worth individuals, and that was kind of the same lines that they were on. So again, people don't want custody, right? These are real people. We're talking about people outside the technical space. Um, Having full custody of a wallet is scary. Having a wallet to begin with is scary. And then things being hard is also scary. And so we
yeah.
need things that are easier and custodied. And I know that's completely the opposite of the ethos of most people in the space, but hey, it is what it is.
I mean, I've accepted it. I mean, even big old big Bitcoin, right? I mean, it's like these Michael Saylor and Banks now. It's kind of almost a little bit sad in a way. It's like wasn't Bitcoin supposed to be like competing with the bank? Now Bitcoiners are like hoping banks buy their bags or whatever you want to call it, right? Like but okay. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't think Handshake's dead. I mean, maybe people think it's dead or uninvestable, but maybe people listening to this now, maybe we'll look back at this and I think it's the point where people are gonna be like, they see that like bottom and they're like, this is like the sorrows. But like another update for you, Marcus, is just literally like 12 hours ago. I'm trying to get him to join Jesse, but I don't know if you know him. He used to be called Handshake Jesus, but he's really active. He's one of the new owners of the new Namebase, and I know it's been in a tough spot with Namebase, but they're reviving Bob Wallet. Actually, Bob Wallet also was closed. The company behind it is an open source project. It is working, uh, but there is some behind the scenes movements of the contributors of Bob Wallet. Um, and Shakeshift.com is a really amazing block explorer. I don't know if you've heard of that one. It's somewhat new. I think it's a couple of years now. His name is Simon in Germany. I believe Germany at least. Forgive me if I got the wrong country in Europe, but he built a block explorer, um, and he's actually going. He might be saying he doesn't want me to say, but he did say it on HandyCon. But he's going to build it where you can use a browser wallet, kind of like a MetaMask, kind of like a Bob wallet, Chrome, to bid and transact on the Bitcoin on the Handshake blockchain with decentralized, kind of like a MetaMask, right? Like a MetaMask. because MetaMask is decentralized. It's a little bit easier than like a full node wallet on your computer, and I just don't know how long it will take him. But even yesterday, he was talking about his developments, but he's it's still months away. But then you'll be able to like kind of have a MetaMask wallet in a way of Handshake, and then you'll be able to go on a website, Shakeshift, and be able to bid on names and manage your own names on a browser, like without a centralized wallet. So that's a pretty new update. That's exciting. Of course, it's not ready yet, but it is, I think, pretty actively being built. So,
Just a quick question on that. So, like, once a person acquires a name and I do have to head to a like a networking mixer here in a minute. I'm actually running late to it, but it'll be all
oh, sure. Yep.
But a question. So, and I want to get into dot agent a little bit because it might be
Yeah, please.
a
Yes.
question. But once someone owns a name or a TLD, and again, like it's good to have resources to transact, etc. But now that I own this asset, what can I really do with it? Like future forward looking, if I am technical, if I'm wanting to build.
So, if you are technical, there's a guy called Techno Hippies. He's anonymous, but he's active, in the space. I think he's on Discord. I talk to him mostly on Telegram, but he has a .pirate TLD, and he recently got that, I think, in December or January. And he's building a multi different like protocol solution for I've signed up for it for music artists that don't want to get like deplatformed, and he has the Handshake TLD where you can get say I love domains dot pirate, and you can use that as your profile. um, and he just put on his Twitter like 12 hours ago that you can also use it for a community like this space you could do on on your domain. Um, so he's technical, and he's building this .pirate ecosystem for music creators to not. I don't know how deep to get into it, but I could get into it, but kind of defend against AI bots and AI agents in a way, or AI farms that kind of pump up artists and almost force everybody to have to use these bot machines or farms to be seen or not get paid, things like that. So that's one. I mean, dot agent, which maybe we can talk about after, but I mean, I am not staking it on Namecheap or these other platforms. I'm building my own registrar called headlessdomains.com, where I do hope to open it up to other TLD owners. Um, I do have .chatbot on there already. I could add more TLDs that we own in our group, or I could open it up for others if I like, and then others could. But essentially, if you're technical, you can create your own registrar. If I know it's a lot of work, but I think with AI vibe coding now, it's getting easier. I mean, I was able to do it. I have gotten much more technical in the last. I think it's been 9 months of me almost every day, at least 3 4 hours a day in vibe coding or AI coding personally. But I do think it's going to get easier and easier to make your own registrar with a Handshake TLD or maybe any TLD on any ecosystem. I've always said it. I think with the AI vibe coding, I think it's helping decentralized projects. Oh, Eskimo's here. Uh, I think is helping more decentralized projects because a lot of times before AI coding, you was like always hoping a real developer like Eskimo would build stuff, which he's built a lot. But now I can kind of get my hands dirty, and I can build stuff now. So I think that's a core difference in decentralized projects is I know it's still daunting for maybe a non-technical person, but I do believe with AI development, it's going to be easier and easier over time to build stuff with your TLD.
So as far as like the application building for, and again, we're leading into the dot agent. And I'll just put it out there. We can. So one of the theories that we've been talking about in several spaces that I've been in over the past year, is Web3 domains, and who knows which ecosystem will be the one that works the best, right? I mean, but Web3 domains in general, the technology, the concept, being perfect for the agentic economy, right? Agents, especially ones that, well, the ones that come on chain, they'll all have the same identifiers as everyone else does, which is the 0x, the wallet address, etc. And things need to be named. Things that they do need to be named. Things that they transact with need to be named. Things that need to be categorized, etc., need to be named. Even though it may be a foreign language to us, Web3 domains may become a native language. Well, I mean, agents themselves won't need the domains. They'll be able to interact with blockchain addresses. But as far as how we track, trace, automate, etc., it may become fully blended within the agentic economy. And so it gives a use case, right? Where this entire time we've been in the space, most people have kind of fought against or fought the hill, trying to get up the hill of these need to resolve to web addresses, these need to work like ICANN domains, et cetera, et cetera. But there may be a completely different lane, right? A completely different, again, use case that could bring life into any ecosystem that can be built for this. So leading into dot agent, what are your thoughts and your plans with the dot agent TLD in regards to that?
Sure. So we're in sunrise period right now, 30-day. I'm trying to respect trademarks and what I've learned from, what I've learned from Encirca, Tom Barrett, and others in my years of this experience. So we're gonna go public April 27th, Monday. We've actually already had trademark owners file with us, and I'm learning the process to do that. So while we are preparing, I we have human people that will register, and it will have a different process the way AI agents will register. I Half of me is like, do I not let humans register? Maybe only AI agents can register, but I do think we will allow humans to register. But I'm considering it'll definitely be a different process, but I'm almost thinking about different policy. Which I haven't. That's one reason I haven't announced is I'm still considering it. But I do think I'll let humans register. But I definitely the core difference is agents will be able to register natively. I don't know how much I think people have played with agents, but they have a different way that they like to work with applications. So we're already it already is friendly and possible for agents to register a name. I've done it myself as a multiple tests. So of course, registering and managing your name natively with as an AI agent will be one feature of the dot agent system. And I know that might not be the biggest feature. I know maybe Web2 registries and some I've seen are doing that, are able to do that. We'll try to do that, but I don't know if they'll natively allow them to register. And of course, that's just buying them, right? So what's the difference? So the other thing will be when you use them, you'll be able to programmatically create SLDs or more records. I've talked to agents. Anybody can talk to an agent, but you can also just talk to an LLM and what they want. And they want to actually be able to create like wallet dot or this dot, and then they want to have different mappings so that they can easily have communications with each other. And one of my favorite things is, like you had said, we always want browsers and we always want, resolving on Chrome and these battles I've had with people over the years and chats, about browser integration. But you don't need that as much, like you said, because they can just use the resolver. I can make an SDK, software development kit, which is in beta, and then they can just install a skill and they can just know how to resolve handshake name, and then they can have all their settings that they'd like. And the agents I've talked to and I work with every day, I talk to agents like every single day. I don't know about you or others, but they're more practical. They're obviously not human, they're a machine, but they are like um, they're looking for a efficient, good price or solution, but they want to have a way to have a directory for their own stuff and a directory for them to exchange with other agents to know who they are and what they do. So it's like the way it's evolving is a skill directory or a directory of what they do, who they are, and interconnect with each other.
Okay, yeah, cool. Um, I'm excited to see how this rolls out and plays out. Again, I think that's the direction. Well, so and just FYI, I've got relationships with other entities in the space, and um, I mean, Unstoppable's kind of Unstoppable's actually still building. I mean, I still give them their props. They rolled out something today that was not bad. But even though they've shifted from Web3, a lot of others who are building in the Web3 space and naming space have indicated the same, that they're maybe pivoting towards building towards AI economies and agents. I'm seeing a lot of now AI website builders, AI
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
AI. So um, I don't know, for those who are in the Handshake ecosystem, I mean, this would be, I think, the time to follow your lead and to explore some of the same things. And again, it could be just as simple as asking your AI agent, like, hey, I have this TLC, it's on Handshake, you know, what can I do with this? What
yeah,
would you like to do with this? And, help me build something.
yeah, I agree.
But then once you build it, you got to market it, bro.
Yeah, of course, marketing.
Mhm.
But there is some differences. Like I'm a content marketer, and you are too. I'm a little bit more of an inbound marketer. Like I'm a little bit introverted. I don't even like being on this video right now. But you know, there's ways the AI, like I people find stuff that I do from like ChatGPT, and my favorite thing is people ask AI what is the best da 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 da. So like for example, I have a Amazon e-commerce conference every year called Cross Border Summit, and people found it based asking ChatGPT what's the best e-commerce conference in Asia, and then they put the AI puts my number one, and I don't have huge marketing budget for that event. I mean, we do a decent amount of work on it and helps too, but we're number one above all these others that maybe spend a lot on Facebook ads and marketing and put because we've been doing it. We did it since 2016. We've done this will be our number 8 this year in November. So because we've been consistent and because we have a good product, AI recognizes that, and probably I'm also good at maybe SEO or inbound marketing, but I do think it's looking at testimonials, it's looking at what people have said, it's putting that there, right? So in a way, I think like with the AI agentic commerce economy, it won't be just about like hype. Like a lot of the first cycle in Web3 and NFTs was a lot of hype. I think it will be more about you still need marketing and hype, but you have to have a product and a solution that's working for the agent to embrace it. I think like when the next cycle comes, right? And then we're hopefully both here and hopefully in a much better spot when it's the next. I believe there's gonna be some new projects come out of nowhere because it's all hype, right? And they're gonna be like probably like pushing us to promote their products. I don't know. I think those that we're building now have an advantage because we were building now. And also for AI, because AI will say, oh, these guys have been around building in this bear market when nobody cared and everybody says give up or stop. Whereas the new ones will have no history. Like I think by having this being in the hard times and being consistent and being in like will be an advantage, not just like hype and marketing, which probably will be some new blockchain or new project coming out when this all recovers in a year or two or three, and they're gonna like be paying every channel for advertising and hype and FOMO. I think
You got to do a balance of both. You
yeah,
got
I know. I'm not saying you don't do that, but yeah, yeah,
because people won't get it otherwise. They just won't. And but yeah, I mean,
I,
again, excited to see what's going to come out of this.
yeah. I'll I
Um,
will.
I mean, we've got a really exciting year ahead of us. This is the magic year everybody's been waiting on, as far as some of the companies wanting to take some of these Web3 TLDs to ICANN. A lot of stuff is going to change. So um, we're going to see a lot of pivots in direction.
Yeah,
We're going to see a lot of money being thrown at this round. I don't even think so. The space doesn't even need like Web3 TLDs to function as Web2 TLDs, because we're probably going to get another few hundred or 500 or 600, here in the next year or two anyway on the Web2 side. So that's what I'm saying. I'm excited to see those who don't enter the round really start to pivot and figure out, okay, where do we fit with these assets? Because you got some people who are pretty heavily invested. But yeah,
Yeah,
I
it's
do have to
definitely.
go though.
Yeah,
Uh,
go ahead, Mark. I really
yeah,
appreciate your time, and we'll be doing more together. I
absolutely.
appreciate what you do in the space, and then we got a lot for the launch at Dot Agent on Handshake. So
Yeah,
I'll be in touch.
definitely excited. And thank you for the opportunity to come out here and speak. I really appreciate it.
Thank you, thank you. Take care.
Thank you, sir.
Is Eskimo here? I see a profile image. Uh, or I could just ramble, or if Anne's
Yo,
here.
can you hear
Oh,
me?
you're here. You are here. Hey, buddy. Yeah, I hear
Yeah,
you.
I'm here. I'm just driving, so I'm not on cam, but figured I'd join.
Man, I don't know. I think of you and driving now. It's
I
like one of my, maybe not number one association with you, but it's like a two or three. It's like Eskimos driving. I guess New
Yeah, I mean,
Jersey.
it's just I don't know. When I'm at home, I'm kind of just too busy working, doing stuff. So driving is my time to do stuff like this.
Okay, sure, man. I don't mind.
hmm
Thanks for making it on. I know you. I don't know. I don't know what you'd like to talk about. I mean, there's so much to talk about. But Anne says you probably can't. I don't know if you want to speak on the name based stuff. Probably not. Or do we?
I mean, there's things I can say, and there's other things that I really can't say right now. But I can try to answer questions if you got questions.
Um, Not. I mean, I've been following it pretty closely. I don't. I feel like some are not as in the trenches as us, or and I still see people popping in. Like I'm mostly active on Telegram, it's more than Discord and others. So there's still people popping in, like what's happening. But I appreciate you guys reopening, especially on the withdrawal only, which is not the best, of course, for Namebase to lose names. So um, I do appreciate that. I don't, I don't know. You don't got to reveal the thought process, but I appreciate. I think others can be appreciate that. Of course, I wish it was not under those conditions, but thank you for that. But I guess I do see people saying in the various channels, like, okay, should I withdraw my names or should I wait? I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the question. I mean, I know you can't give us a straight answer, but I don't know. I mean, for those that,
Yeah, for
yeah,
now, it was more of just that, like, obviously when it shut down, it was supposed to be down for a week or so or
yeah,
less.
I remember.
It wasn't intended to be down for months. So after everything that's happened behind the scenes, we realized, okay, it's time. We gotta, like, we're sick of waiting and having everything down too. So we figured it's time to just bring it up, even if it's just minimal like this, so at least people can get the names that they want and do whatever they want with them. It's better than just holding things hostage or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess maybe there's no, this is the answer you probably can't say, but when, when, or we don't, when the active name base or not withdrawal only name base, or I guess, but
Yeah, I mean
I still
that's
don't know,
yeah, that's the
right?
thing I can't answer right now.
Yeah, all right. I mean, I guess I'll say it, but I figured to say that. I mean, how has the response been? I mean,
Um,
or I mean, I do appreciate. I mean, some people don't fully understand the situation, but I appreciate allowing that. I mean, so at least people can renew it, and top up. I did
yeah,
see
you
some.
can still deposit. You can enable or disable auto renew. You could transfer names out. Basically that's it. Just the core functionality. Just no spending like HNS at the moment.
Yep. Okay. Um. Um.
According to the last we heard from Namecheap, they claim to have the seed phrase for that 50 million wallet.
Yeah, man.
Um, that's basically the last we heard. We haven't gotten it. We obviously don't want the seed phrase because it's not really a secure thing to transmit. So we want them to load it up and send the coins. But we haven't heard anything back, as usual.
As usual. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know you. I know. I agree with you not wanting the seed phrase, but half of me is like, maybe that is. I mean, if that's what it takes.
I
I know
think
that's.
it's just too much of a legal liability to to have for them to give us a seed phrase and then something happen,
Yeah, I know,
then
man.
we're not
Yeah.
really protected at all then because they just be like, well, we gave you the phrase, that's your problem now.
Well,
So
I would put that on the I would put that on them then in the some kind of an agreement, right? But so I mean, I guess my tip, or at least I haven't done something on that size, but even in our Flamingo Handshake auctions, there was a person that sold a wallet. Paul Webb sold one of his wallets, and he didn't want to have to transfer them all out. So the way I structured that was you're you are sharing the seed phrase. I am not in the middle. It's between the buyer and seller. Once the buyer is confirmed and puts their deposit, and then I said you have 10 days from the date. And then after 10 days, the seller is not liable. Meaning, if you, as the buyer, didn't move the assets off within those 10 days, the seller could then take the funds off or the names off.
mm,
Like,
mm,
I don't even know if the buyer took all the names from that wallet because maybe some he or she didn't like or want. But I just
uh,
said after 10 days, you can't make it a responsibility to seller to like not access the wallet and do stuff in the wallet or leak the seed or be secure. And it worked.
yeah.
I mean, I didn't hear any nope, neither side complained to me, but the buyer probably went in as soon as possible, started moving out, at least probably his most important names. But I think well, it's interesting they can even access a seed because I mean, at least the stories I heard. Again, I don't know. It's
Yeah, I
secondhand.
don't even know how it's stored. What is it? A fucking written on a piece of paper? Is it a flash drive with a text file on it? I don't know what the hell it
I
is, you
mean,
know?
what I heard was it was in this. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if I heard it direct. I heard it. That was on a. I was at a safety deposit box in Canada. Is what I
Yeah,
heard.
it's a safety deposit box in Canada, but like, what is the actual form of it? Is it in writing? Is it on a flash drive? Is it
Yeah, I mean,
a hard drive of some like
so
what the hell is it? I don't know. The whole thing just sounds like complete bullshit to me, honestly.
I
But
mean, if it's
you know,
bullshit, but if they say they can give you the seed, I know it's scary to get the seed, but if they can get the seed, maybe I don't know. I would put it where okay, I know that's scary to receive it, and then what if there's an issue? But if they have it, I think maybe then that person, if they can get the seed now, that means this person maybe was able to get it from the safety deposit box. Maybe that person.
yeah, I mean, we also gave them, a multi-sig address, what, I don't know, a month or two ago. Like, they could
Well,
have
I
sent it by
No, I
now.
think maybe it's again speculation on this information, but I've heard that the person was able to get to Canada. Maybe that person's gotten the safety deposit box access or is able to access the safety deposit box. Maybe that person's not technical enough to maybe sync a full node. I don't know. Maybe they can't go to their
I mean,
name base.
yeah, but just
Maybe it's a name
opening up
base account.
fucking
Then I don't know, but maybe it's there.
opening up fucking Bob Wallet and typing however many words. I don't even know what it is, but I don't know.
Right,
I feel like they should be capable of that. 12 words, 24 words, whatever the hell. Like they should be capable of downloading a wallet and typing in 12 things and waiting for it to sync. But
yeah,
by
I don't
now
know. I
it would
mean, again,
by now it would have been synced. You know what I mean? It's been plenty of time. It would have been synced
There's a
if
little
they
bit of
did it.
speculation, but maybe this person's not the tech. This person might be the finance person or not the technical person. I have no, and I don't know how much he's heard about the Marcus, but the I Love Domains guy was just with me, and he, it still seems like we're the minority, bro. Like so many people don't want to install stuff or, like, I don't know, be responsible for stuff. So maybe whoever this, it seems like it's one person that's responsible that has this maybe safety deposit box. But I think it's positive if they're saying to give you a seed phrase now, that means they must have access to it. So I mean, I think that's a positive. But yeah, I don't know. It is a little scary if they
Well, we
give you a
also haven't
seed.
even confirmed that, you know, obviously we don't even know that that's the seed phrase that has those coins. That's another thing to think about.
Yep, I know. I know.
The whole situation is just an even
Yeah,
bigger
it's
mess than
unbelievable,
people
man. It's
even
really
know.
unbelievable.
It's crazy that it even got to this point in the first place.
Yeah, so of course somebody Cosmic Otter. So just so you know, as we used to be anonymous, now we give people random names if they don't register here. So Cosmic Otter is saying, of course, there's the discussion of there's the 50. I guess everybody seems to know now. There's the 50 mil, which you're just talking about seed phrase. Then there's a 30 for the total of 80. So somebody said, what about the other 30? I don't know. But I mean, I remember.
Yeah, there's been some back and forth about everything, but I nothing I can even really say right now.
Yeah, I think so. But I mean, I remember, I don't know, I don't want to put my memory was it's not as won't be as difficult as the 50, but of course it's still another hurdle. But
Yeah.
okay. Um Witty Heron greetings. Hello, Witty. I don't know if that's your real name or your random name. Hi, Witty. Thank you for joining. Um Okay, we're at the 1 hour mark. Anne's popping in. Anne, do you have some thoughts? Or I see your profile coming up.
Yeah, I'm here. Hey everyone.
Can't hear you,
Yeah.
Ann.
Oh, Esther can't hear you. I can
Nah.
hear you.
Oh
This is,
no. Are
uh,
are the others hearing me? Okay.
I hear you. I don't know if the others hear you.
Yeah, nah. I don't.
Yeah.
I don't hear.
Okay. Probably I
Sometimes
just
that
missed.
means somebody got to refresh. I think that's what. But
Yeah,
I don't
I'm.
know.
I'm curious. Probably I should throw a poll. Like, what are the others doing? Are they moving their names out of Namebase or just still on Namebase? Yeah, that one I'm a bit curious. And then like,
But Isko's not hearing what you're saying. But I guess I can
uh,
repeat it.
Yeah,
yeah,
it would be
Cosmic
easier if I
Otter
didn't
can't
refresh just
hear.
because of the
People,
driving
nobody
aspect
can
of
hear
things.
you, and except me. I was the
Interesting.
only
Okay.
one. Okay, so it's not just. It was only me. I think this even happened with AirMeet. I don't know if you used AirMeet, but I think it's something with WebSockets. Maybe.
Yeah, the whole WebRTC thing is
Yeah,
a little
you're the
messy.
expert on this. I don't know, but I've tried. Actually, I've tried to hack this together, but yeah, there's some weird issue where sometimes people can't hear other people. I don't know,
Yeah,
but I don't.
something else that I've been working on recently, like completely unrelated to anything crypto. I've been having similar issues with the WebRTC stuff that I've been doing.
Yeah, I
So
think it's at the core. I think it's at the base of the tech. Yeah, I think
yeah,
because I
I
think
I,
it's
I have
another.
no clue. The whole process is just a mess.
Yeah, I mean, maybe AI is gonna crack everything. That new one, if the mythos is gonna like. Well, they're trying to actually use it for good, but it could be used for bad, right? I guess that's why they're not releasing it all right away. Um, I guess I'll say fist bump. I'm a little sad to be honest, but I guess how's that going? I wish it could be a more directly related to handshake, but yeah,
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I didn't really plan to do it. It was more of just s- it started as a full node for Handshake, and then I realized that there's just still so many problems with Handshake that have never been resolved, and frankly, I don't think it's possible to, and I don't even have the access to resolve if I wanted to, and most likely the community would object to most of the things anyway as well. So I figured might as well just kind of do my own thing. It kind of conflicts with Handshake, but kind of doesn't if you really look at like the specifics around like the whole protocol. So like, I don't know.
Okay. I
It's
mean,
it's going good. It's working.
Cosmic Otter, which means anonymous or not
Hmm.
registered, is can be used for HTTPS. I think it's completely separate. Cosmic Otter.
Yeah, it's a completely separate chain.
Okay. Um, I don't know if you can say, but back to this seed. I'm actually excited a seed phrase was brought up. I don't know if that's news, but to me that's exciting. To me that means maybe they have access to what they thought they needed access to. But
Yeah, I mean, but again, we don't even know if that's the right phrase to the right wallet
I
or
mean, just
however it
load
was
up.
stored. If it
What
was
is it,
right,
dude?
I don't know.
Didn't there some new Chrome extension? They could just install that Chrome extension. What is it?
Mhm.
What's that one? It's a new Bob Chrome extension, but it's a different
Yeah,
name.
yeah. I don't remember what it's called. Yeah.
Maybe just tell them to install the Chrome extension and put the seed in and see what shows up. Oh man, right, that would be
Yeah.
scary. I guess it's. I mean, maybe just don't know or how. Maybe don't know how to load a Bob wallet or don't want to install a whole. Um, it's cosmic speculating. I mean, some people think it's. I don't know if you. I mean, I don't think you even know or could say, but Eskimo. But some people think it's purpose. This is on purpose. But I don't think so. Some people
Um,
think it's
I,
delaying
I
on
mean, I don't
purpose.
know. I will say a conversation I had with I've known Andrew Lee, the private internet access one, for years before I got involved in Handshake, and we've talked a bunch of times about thinking that it's very possible that they got involved specifically to just kill Handshake, but obviously never were able to prove anything. But he basically takes responsibility for getting them involved and said it's all his fault, and he wishes he never did. So
Mm,
you know,
got it.
I don't know.
It does. I mean, yeah. If you even like, without a bias, even if you unbiasedly look at it, it seems like that, right? Like, I mean, well, anyways, it's speculations. There's no point in really digging into that. But I mean, we
Mm.
not for us Cosmic Otter, we don't know. There's no way to verify that or really confirm any of that. You can make your own conclusions. Um, so we're at the hour mark. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's Friday my time. Anne's testing again. I see her popping up. Let's see if we can hear Anne.
Hello, hello.
There we go.
Oh, you can
Yay.
hear her.
I
Yeah.
The
got her
other
now.
the audience.
Can you hear her now?
After a gazillion refresh.
Cosmic Otter. I think you did you. Anyways, I don't need to get so technical. But was it just a refresh, browser
Yeah,
refresh?
yeah. Probably like three refreshes just to make
Well,
sure.
you can say, but you don't know. It could have just been one, but we
Yeah,
don't. It might have just taken one. It's just I
yeah.
think it's something with the WebSocket or our WebRTC or something. So it's something on the way the connections are done. Well, how are you? So, Anne, what would you like to say now that everyone can hear you?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Just earlier I was saying like I'm kind of curious if people are transferring their names out of Namebase or they're just waiting for the decision to see phrase. Yeah, basically just that.
I don't know.
So
What do you want to give us some stats or insights or what you've seen, if you're willing to or able to?
To be honest, I haven't even looked.
Hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
I just set it up. We tested it, made sure it worked, and put it up. Yeah, I mean, I, I guess you could probably just look at like Shakeshift and probably see if there's been a huge
yeah.
increase of transfers. I just haven't even looked.
Mm. All right, thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's it. Yeah, probably another thing. Yeah. Yeah, this is more of an ex Paul or yeah, question. If others are building other stuff, I know Sky Include is yeah, and you are Eskimo, but not totally Handshake. So yeah, yeah, just that's it, and also yep,
I
some
mean,
announcements for
I don't know. I mean, Jesse was. I think Jesse has some other commitment, but there is some revival discussions at the Bob Wallet team. I don't know if I can speak too much. It's really fresh, but he's been talking to some people, and I I think there's something going on there. But
Yeah, I haven't had much conversation with him about it. I know something about it, but I don't know if I'm supposed to say anything or not. So I'm
yeah,
gonna
exactly. That's
not
the
as
same.
well.
Yeah, I'm the similar. I mean, he said he would try to
Mm.
join, but he's not here, so I'll just not speak too much on it. But there's some discussions on that. Um, but yeah, I mean, I guess it's just yeah. I mean, 50, and then what the next question was about the 30, but the 50, I guess, right? Just I guess I'd like, and
The,
I
the
guess
the 50 is really the hard part. The other I'm sure could be acquired, but yeah, the 50 is a main.
yeah. I mean, okay. I mean, you can send me the seed phrase. Oh, man. But yeah, it is scary. I don't know. It is a liability, right? Because if something happens or it doesn't work, or yeah, yeah. All right.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean, I can't guarantee anything, so
yeah.
I'd rather them
Maybe
just send the coins. Look, if
send
they
them a
got the
sign
seed, load
code.
it up and send the coins.
Maybe
It's
I
not
can
it's
make.
not that hard.
And I think there's a Sky Include tutorial, or maybe I can make a specific one. Dear 50 million HNS holder, here is how you open your wallet. Download, like I can make a specific video for him or her.
I don't know,
Download,
worth a try, I guess, right?
oh, man. Download link here. Phishing, it's like an advanced phishing scam. Like I could specifically make a software. Oh, man. Uh,
Nice.
anyway, I don't know. I still am trying to stay positive. I guess my assumption is they just maybe have it, the seed don't know how to restore or don't want to, and
I
I
find it
think
very hard to believe that nobody at the entire company knows crypto enough to restore a seed phrase, though. I mean, there's how many employees at Namecheap? I don't know.
well we've said it. I mean, I don't know. I think you were earlier. I mean, like we had to when airdrop Marcus just now from I Love Domains, and you know I also saw a guy, a Web2 domainer, got paid in USDT like a week ago, and he's complaining on Twitter. He's like, I went to Binance and it asked me to do KYC and AML and all these new things. He's like, when is crypto going to get easier to use? Like, most people think Binance, Coinbase, Namebase is crypto. They think that is crypto.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of people that think Namebase is Handshake, and
Yeah,
that's like
exactly.
that's a big problem for Handshake. Honestly, I don't know. After I don't want to talk about fist bump too much because this is a Handshake related talk, right? But after messing around with like a non-custodial wallet and stuff like that, it makes me really see that if you could do a non-custodial wallet right, it's almost more preferable to use that over a custodial platform.
Yeah, I mean that's what people have been saying. I mean, Shakeshift is working on making Shakeshift into something like that with a non-custodial like extension wallet.
That, yeah, that would be
Recommend.
great.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was with Ethereum with the MetaMask, right? Even the MetaMask, I think, helped
Well, I
Ethereum a
guess
ton.
e- FX Wallet had that whole thing with the app and the extension that connects to the website and stuff. But I think everybody's complaint with that was that it wasn't open source, right?
Yeah, I remember. I think I did a video and they were on the HandyCon. Yeah,
Mm.
I think so. I think that
Yeah, I
was.
mean it was cool. I used it a couple times just playing around with it. It was cool. Um,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the whole non-custodial thing. But for Handshake, it's just the way everything is designed and the current way that everything works, it's kind of hard to do everything without something custodial, you know?
I know. I mean, I'm not disagreeing. You know, I mean, yeah, I feel like in the SLD level, especially, you have to do it off chain. I mean, that's seems like almost the
Yeah,
way it has to be done.
basically. And even just hosting a website. I mean, you can't
Well, that's
you can't
why
put
we're.
records on chain
Yeah,
too. So
I
like
mean,
you have to host your own name servers just to
yeah, I
use a
know.
fucking domain. Like that
Yeah, I
sucks.
know. Varo domains. I remember, man. I mean, that was helpful for me. I use it,
Mm,
still. I have to do it now still too. And I mean, that was a whole re-record, or I forget the HIP
mm,
number, but A records on chain. I think it's even approved. I think everybody wants it, but I guess it just hasn't been developed. But yeah, I know. It's something I've always wanted since the very beginning when I learned about this, and I was trying to use Namebase to update my records, and I could only put TXT on chain, and I had to use their off chain on Namebase when I made my first Sky Include videos in like 2020. It was like
mhm.
that. They had their free name server, but then I'm like, wait, Johnny, so if I switch my name somewhere else, oh yeah, you lose those records. Like what?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, that's why one of the things with fist bump was that you got to have records on chain. So
yeah.
that's a thing. But yeah, I do think that that needs to be done for Handshake. Otherwise,
I
it's
mean, I don't
rough
think there's any
to
resistance. It
rely
seems like
on.
almost everybody. I guess maybe. I mean, Zipkin's not one against it, but some people say it might clog. It may make too much on-chain data, maybe. But I don't think that's an issue now,
Well,
for
that's the
sure.
case when you have that many TLDs. If you
So
assume that those records are going to be on that many TLDs, it's a bit
Cosmic
much.
Otter,
That's going to fill up people's drives.
Cosmic Otter, you're not. Your question means you don't understand the technical. They do already. Cosmic Otters at when Stage Station and Namebase will have on-chain records. It's not possible right now. That's the
Yeah,
point.
no,
The handshake protocol is not
exactly.
support that.
Hmm.
So even if they wanted to, it doesn't work. The only thing you can do on chain right now is TXT, NSDS, a few others. I mean, probably Eskimo knows it better. You can't do A.
Mostly just what's
Can't
known
do
as like a delegation record, just pointing the
Yeah.
name to something else, not actual
So I don't know if you
usage
know the
type records.
story, Eskimo. I've dug deep into this. JJ had a meeting with the ICANN dudes, or at least one dude of ICANN in 2018 or 2017 about this. The ICANN
I was
dude,
not familiar.
yeah, it's even on the GitHub. JJ has a doc, like a journal entry about this in the GitHub. I could try to find that link. Think I talked about it in my re-record post of Sky Include. He wrote about it. He says we had a meeting with some blah blah blah, some dude expert in ICANN or consultant or inside ICANN, and he Andrew Lee remembers the meeting. Andrew Lee of Purse, the two of them. They were with this guy in San Francisco in 2017 talking about this topic of on-chain records or not. The ICANN expert that they even gave an allocation of coin to in the airdrop for their, which he didn't claim, as far as Andrew says, happened. The guy seemed like these ICANN guys were not being nice to us. I think they were. I think JJ and Andrew and them were trying to be nice to the ICANN people to integrate with the ICANN. Um, the ICANN people, I don't know. It's my speculation. I don't think we're being nice to us, or at least I consider us. Um, he said don't do that because I think in ICANN it's not like that, right? In ICANN you don't have records at the TLD level. You don't have records. The ICANN, right, is like layered, right? ICANN has ICANN, and then they have registry, and then they have registrar. So I think that that person advised them to do that. That TLD only records on the Handshake blockchain you point off for the SLD or the usage. So that's how it was designed. That's how it was designed. It was not designed for on-chain like records. And during HandyCon, I was chatting with Andrew Lee of Purse, and he said, I mean, I said B2C. It's B2B. Handshake is built as a B2B blockchain. I've said this even when I first found out about Handshake in 2020. I said it's a B2B blockchain. It's not a B2C blockchain, meaning a TLD owner gets an auction, gets a TLD, stakes it, uses it, and then they do what they want to sell it, right? They don't actually use it on the Handshake blockchain. They just point a record somewhere else and use it there. That's how it was designed. It was designed to just do that. It was designed to just be like an ICANN, because ICANN doesn't deal with any of that, right? ICANN doesn't do all that stuff. But now, of course, they have their auctions. They've ignored us, and they know about us, and they're just going to sell theirs for millions of dollars. And this year, multiple millions of dollars each. And so they just said whatever to us. But the point is, maybe we should make this change. And I think almost everybody is accepting it's just going to be technically implemented. But I think Nathan's got access now to the HSD repo. I think it's a technical thing more than a consensus thing now. But yeah, re-record is what I've branded it as. Re-record. It's re-record.
Yeah, I think just the amount of storage is going to be very high though. I guess just the biggest problem is that a lot of people aren't actually really using the names. And if you allow on-chain records like that, people are just going to write scripts to fucking push the same records to their millions of names that they own just to push them all to one website trying to sell them and stuff like that. And that's going to fill up everybody's hard drive space, basically, when you have that many names.
You're making me think of the ordinal war on Bitcoin, and they call it spam. I don't know if you follow that, but
yeah, I never really followed ordinals or any of that.
But yeah, I mean that is a discussion, but I guess we could change it back later, maybe or at least we could. But I don't know. I mean, I do understand what you say, because actually, right when it was, I think when the Namebase had that D name or D, well, it was D profile. What was it called? D links. They had D links. It's true. You're right. Like, remember, what did most people use it for? To sell their names. They made.
Well, even when I first got involved in Handshake, after making a couple things, I was like, you know what? Let me make a little search engine. So I wrote things to scrape all the domains that point to anything or whatever, and I realized that 99% of them were just going to some fucking site saying, email me to buy this domain for fucking $10,000. And it's like, nobody's actually using them. There were like 5 websites and 4 of them were made by me, basically. So it's like there's no point for a search engine,
I have a lot of sites on Handshake. Maybe, I don't know if you didn't pick up mine, but I've had a bunch. I mean, they're mostly here.
This was a long time ago, but still, like, there were a handful of sites that weren't mine. Like, most of them were mine. And it was just like, there's no point in making a search engine because it's just basically a list of my couple websites,
Yeah. I'm not sure when.
A lot of people are just trying to sell their names. And I think that's a big problem with Handshake.
We've had Handshake.mercenary since January 2021.
Yeah, I'm talking about like TLDs though. I wasn't looking at the subdomains.
Oh, you didn't pick up
just raw TLD usage. That's what I was.
I mean, I never really build on a TLD.
I feel like building on a TLD is like the coolest part about Handshake.
I mean, I don't know. I would just build it as a lander and then point to an SLD. I think it's also a
Mm,
technical limitation, but I would, because it's sometimes hard to resolve them or host them for me.
mm,
So
I don't
most
know.
mine are SLDs, like, and then I have the TLD is just like a list, a lander, and then I even dot agent I picked up. I just put a lander on dot agent, and then I point it to SLDs.
Mm,
Okay. I mean, I do like it. I also agree with you, but I just don't know how to host on them. You got to point to an A record only. I can't post to a C name on a bear. I use C name
mm,
mostly. Or maybe I don't know, but I remember I talked to Stefan at Niami and he got it. I use like an AWS S3
mm,
storage of static to point to it, and I think that's how I got helped him. I helped him get his Niami pointing correctly in 2020,
mm,
2021. I remember talking to Stefan,
mm.
and he got it, and I kind of got it, but I don't know. I feel like I had to do SLDs. Anyways, we're at an hour and a half. I mean, I think we've kind of gone through everything. I mean, I guess let's just hope somebody can restore a seed phrase of the 50 million wallet and then yeah,
That's
right. I
not
mean,
the only part of it, though. There is more to it than that. You know, that's just the tip of the iceberg, basically.
alrighty. Well, Anne, what do you think? Let's test if we can still hear you.
Yeah, just hope for the best. Hang on. That's all. Hang in there. Handshake's gonna come through for sure. All right. Yeah, I just don't give us a heart attack with like they're if this is the tip of the iceberg. Hopefully the next ones are not gonna give us a heart attack. All right. Thanks for coming on, Eskimo. Thanks, Mike, as well.
Okay.
Uh,
Mm,
if you guys have any questions, you could drop them in advance. Probably the next mastermind is next month. Yeah, we have something going on the 24th, but yeah, we'll make
I think we can do it again.
announcement.
We can
Yeah,
do it again, but we have to kind of limit it to an hour. And
yeah, but yeah, but definitely for sure, we're gonna keep this going. Handshake is alive. Long live Handshake.
yeah, I believe.
Thank, thanks, guys.
All
Good
right,
day and good night for the rest of us. Thank
everybody,
you.
take care.
Bye
there you
bye.
go.